Hey, good morning, it's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right, it's me, Uncle Lou, and I'm live for you on LouTube today. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it also. And two, preview video up today, the third and final preview and prediction video of this week. Of course, every Tuesday we do the SEC preview for the week. I'll put a link up here to that one if you haven't seen it yet. And then every Wednesday, we preview the top 25. I run through all the teams in the top 25 and do a preview and prediction video on those games as well. That's on Wednesday. I'll put a link to that one right up here. This week, I did that as part of Wednesday's live video. So it's the first 10 or 15 minutes of Wednesday's 3 p.m. live show. And then today, of course, I run through a list of games that doesn't fit either in the SEC or in the top 25, but are interesting to me for some particular reason or another. I also include the Thursday night NFL game in today's preview. I know there's a lot of you watching that are still pretending not to watch the NFL, and that's fine. You can skip through the first game. It's not that big of a deal. I promise it's not that hard to do either or as well, in addition to all that. Before we get started on the video here, I want to give a special shout out to all the Patreon members over on the Uncle Lou Patreon page. You guys have no idea how much it means to me to have y'all supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. If there's one thing I wish I could do more or find a better way to include this more in the videos, it would be thanking you guys and letting you know how much it means to me that you're over there. And that goes not just for the Patreon members, but especially for the Patreon members. I appreciate all you guys who watch these videos and are subscribed here on LouTube. I still can't believe anybody watches these videos, so I really appreciate it. I have the best viewers on YouTube, definitely the best viewers of any college football channel on YouTube, and the comment section here is must-see TV. So I really appreciate all you guys who watch, especially those of you over on the Patreon page. If you want to join up on the Patreon page with us, click the link in the description of this video that says want to win a jersey and support the channel or something like that. It's a link right down there. Take you over to the Patreon page and get yourself signed up. All right, here we go. As usual, this preview and prediction video is going to be sponsored by the good people over at betnow.eu. There's a link in the description of this video. You click that link, it'll take you over there. They'll take care of you for all your college football betting needs for this entire season. They've even given me a special promo code to let you guys use. So when you get signed up over there, make sure you type in the bonus code Uncle Lou. That's one word, all lowercase letters, Uncle Lou, in the bonus code section there when you sign up, and they're going to give you a 100% bonus on whatever you deposit. Good luck. All right, up first, like I said, is the NFL game tonight. This one comes on Thursday tonight, 8 o'clock, Indianapolis at New England. 8 o'clock over on Fox. New England's a 10-point favorite in this one. Indy has Andrew Luck back and healthy this year for the first time in a while. Hasn't seemed to matter. They're 1-3. Patriots been kind of up and down this year, 2-2. Brady is Brady. They still have a list of receivers that no one's ever heard of. Of course, they've almost always had that, and it's never seemed to matter. They're 2-2. Big win last week at Miami. 10 points is a lot of points, though, in the NFL. You don't see spreads that high very often. Gronkowski was on the injury report this week. It looks like he is going to play tonight. Not sure if he'll be at full strength, full speed. I hope he is. He's on Uncle Lou's fantasy team, though. Yeah, Sony Michel is, too. I traded him, though. I still have him for this one last game, though, and I'll lose him after this week. I needed help at wide receiver, to be honest. None of y'all care about that, though. You know what I'm going to do on this game? I've only done this a couple of times this year. I usually just pick the winner and the loser against the spread here just because that's what most people understand. I really don't feel good either way. I do think New England is the better team. They're at home. I'm sure they'll win this game. 10 points is a lot in the NFL, though, and New England's been kind of up and down. The over-under on this game is 50.5. That's kind of high for an NFL game. You usually see NFL games around 43, 44, 44 points for an over-under. Both of these teams have hit the under in their games the majority of the time. If you look back over even in the last season, so something like 8 of their last 10 have hit the under when each of these two teams has played, no matter who they were playing. I'm going to take the under on this one, under 50.5. All right, and on to the remaining college games for this weekend. We're going to start with a game that's tonight. This one comes on 8 o'clock on ESPN. You got Tulsa at 1-3, goes on the road to take on Houston, who is 3-1. Now, why would I include this game? Well, I've included Houston in a couple of my previews this season that I've done on Thursdays. Why? I have a man crush on Ed Oliver. If you guys haven't seen Ed Oliver play and you don't have anything going on this evening, watch some of this Houston game. This guy, Ed Oliver, is fun to watch. For a defensive lineman, I mean, he's unstoppable, he's unblockable. He'll no doubt be a first-round draft pick when he comes out. It wouldn't surprise me if he went top 5, maybe even number 1 overall, depending on who gets that number 1 spot and what their needs are. This guy is a lot of fun to watch. He lives in the backfield. Anyway, Houston's an 18-point favorite here. Tulsa's a bad team this year. Houston 3-1. Have looked good at times. I'm going to take the home team in this one, 18. I don't know. Can Houston win this game by, say, 3 scores? We'll see. But I'm going to take the home team, Houston, and lay the 18. How about a Friday night game? ACC's got a contract with ESPN. They got to play one conference game each week on Fridays. This week we get Georgia Tech, who's 2-3, at Louisville, who's also 2-3. Both these teams winless in the ACC at 0-2. Georgia Tech's a 4.5-point road favorite in this one, 7 o'clock on ESPN Friday night. I need Georgia Tech to win some games in a bad way. I've talked about this over the last couple of weeks, but the natives up there in Atlanta are getting restless, wanting to run Paul Johnson out of town. I can't have that. So I need the Nerds to win some games. Louisville's looked terrible this year. They're supposed to have a great passing attack or whatever. It's been completely ghost all year. Georgia Tech, say what you want, they're going to figure out a way to run the ball in this game for 300 yards. They'll play keep away from Louisville. Both these teams are terrible. Maybe this is hope here, but I'm going to take the North Avenue Nerds. Give me Georgia Tech and lay to 4.5. All right. Saturday at noon on the Big Ten Network. Illinois at Rutgers. Why the hell would I do this one? Shout out to Comic Dude in the comment section and a frequent caller on the live shows that we do. Huge Rutgers fan. He's in the category with Jared, our resident Vandy fan here. I mean, these two guys, Jared and Comic Dude, are fans of two teams that have literally almost no expectations every single year going into the season. But nevertheless, they show up, they represent their team. They're as much of a diehard fan for their teams, Vandy and Rutgers, as the most diehard Alabama or Georgia or Oklahoma or Clemson, whatever, the good teams. They fit right in. And to me, that's what college football is all about. Have a team, ride with them, win, lose, or draw. And so, Comic Dude, for you, I'm going to go ahead and do this game today. Now, Illinois is 2-2, 0-1, I think, in conference play. Rutgers 1-4, have looked real bad, winless in conference play. Illinois is a 5-point favorite on the road at Rutgers. I don't really have any rhyme or reason here, but in honor of you, Comic Dude, and the fact that Rutgers is at home and Illinois is not any good either, I'll take the 5 points. Give me the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the 5 points. How about a Service Academy game? Of course, everybody always talks about the Army-Navy game at the end of the year, but this week, 3:30, CBS Sports Network, we got Navy on the road at Air Force. Navy 2-2, Air Force a disappointing 1-3. Navy comes into this game as a 3.5-point favorite. I previewed both of these teams in the offseason, so you guys know how I feel about these Service Academy schools, and particularly the kids that go there and play on the football team. That look, these guys aren't going to the NFL or anything like that. Most of them are going overseas. To dangerous places and things like that when their football career is over at Navy and Air Force. Not going to be making any jokes about this game here. I wish both these teams could win. Navy's a 3.5-point favorite. I'm going to hope for a close game. Give me Air Force, and I'll take the 3.5. All right, how about South Florida at UMass? This one comes on 3:30 on Saturday. South Florida, of course, one of those group of 5 teams that's still undefeated. They sit at 4-0, go on the road to UMass, who is 2-4. UMass, terrible team. The thing about these group of 5 teams that have chances to go undefeated, right? I mean, you're talking about, of course, Central Florida, South Florida, Boise State, who took a loss, of course, on the road at Oklahoma State earlier in the year. These group of 5 teams, when they play, they're not just looking to win, they're looking to prove a point, right? They can't win games like this by 6 or 7 points. They're looking to impress the voters later in the year. They're looking to make it into one of those New Year's 6-day bowl games, and you have to go undefeated, and you have to be impressive to do that. UMass is a bad team. 15.5 is a lot, but South Florida's not going to get a 17-point lead and then coast through the end of the game. They're going to lay it on as thick as they can. Like I mentioned, they have to. Them in Central Florida. I love to play teams like that, no matter what the spread is, because they're never gonna coast in the second half. They're gonna keep scoring as long as they can. For that reason, I'm going to take the road team here. Give me South Florida and lay to 15.5. All right, and finally, one of particular interest to me this week, Colorado State goes on the road to play San Jose State. Colorado State 1-4, San Jose State 0-4. Colorado State, the road team, is a 3-point favorite in this one. Why would I be previewing this game? There's 2 terrible teams. Some chatter lately amongst Georgia fans, sort of hoping the wheels completely fall off for Mike Bobo at Colorado State, and he might find himself out of a job. Chaney, not the most popular person in town in Athens right now. And of course, Mike Bobo played at Georgia and was the longtime coach there, including several years as offensive coordinator under Mark Richt. I guess they're thinking maybe if he gets fired, maybe Chaney gets fired, and they bring Bobo back in. Whether you believe that's true or not, it's interesting to theorize about that possibility. Colorado State's only win is against Arkansas. San Jose State is winless, but they're the home team. Both these teams are really bad. I'm going to take San Jose State, another underdog. Give me the 3 points. All right, that's it for the previews this week. That wraps it up. Again, the SEC preview was done on Tuesday. Click back a couple of videos if you want to check that one out. And the top 25 preview and prediction video was done during the first 15 minutes of Wednesday's live show. Click back a couple of videos and check that one out too. I really appreciate you guys watching. Live show tonight, Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Another live show tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then the final live show of the week will be 9 a.m. Saturday morning. College Game Day Live. Watch with Uncle Lou. We put College Game Day Live on the TV out here. And I talk with you guys in the comment section about all the day's games. Anyway, I really appreciate it. And you guys have a good morning.